Why rentals? Why should we be doing rentals now? Here's why. $44.1 million American households are rentals. This is according to the National Multifamily Housing Council. And in 2024, the monthly cost of renting across all 50 of the largest metro statistical areas is 37% cheaper than buying a typical home. Guys, the cost of real estate, the cost of rates is pushing more and more people to rent, and we're seeing a huge uptick in rental prices. Homes that I used to rent just 5 years ago for $13.50 are now renting for $18.50, $19.50, because it's still more affordable than buying housing. In the year 2024, 34% of Americans rented their home. Now, you remember when the FHA, the Fair Housing Administration, was incorporated, the goal was a 80-20 ownership. So the goal of government-backed financing was 80% of Americans own a home. Now, the closest we have ever gotten to that is a 60-40 ratio, where 60% of Americans own their own home, 40% rented. Here we're sitting at 34% are now renting, which means we're sitting at about 56%. Is that right? 56, 60, no, 66% of Americans own homes. Nationwide, renters spent around $485 billion in rent every year, according to policy advice. Now, with more buyers shut out of the home purchase market, vacancy rates will likely not fall in 2025 or 2026, perhaps even for the next 5 years, and the market is stocked with capable and willing to pay renters. Now, what is missing is affordable rents. Now, look at the cities across the country right now with the highest rents nationwide. No surprise, highest rent in the country is New York. Secondly, New Jersey. 3, highest rent, San Francisco. Then we go over to Boston, number 4. Miami, number 5. Although I believe that rental prices will be coming down in Miami. We're seeing a lot of people fleeing Florida because of the recent hurricanes. And because of the recent hurricanes, insurance rates have gone up significantly in the Hurricane Alley states and cities, where insurance is making home ownership even more unaffordable in places like Florida. And I can tell you this, you guys, from the standpoint of cash flow, Florida is going to be one of the more challenging states to create a cash flow situation on rentals, because the cost of insurance is going to kill any cash flow you might have. Now, what you will see, and don't be lured into this, you're going to see prices go down in Florida. And the reason that they have to go down is to accommodate the rising cost of insurance to make home ownership affordable. Now, there are talks about either a government-run insurance program specifically for states where private insurers cannot provide insurance in some of these markets, or a government-subsidized insurance program for these higher price point markets where, again, insurance is just driving way up the cost of home ownership and people can't afford to do it. We've also seen, this is interesting, 7% of seniors who own their home free and clear have either reduced or eliminated home ownership insurance completely. They've just said, you know what, I can't afford it, and if my house blows over, oh well, I'll deal with it. Because when you own a home free and clear, you are not required to have insurance on that home. So a lot of our seniors, 7% of them, in just the last 24 months, because of rising rates, have eliminated the insurance on their homes altogether. Now, I don't think that's a wise strategy personally. My recommendation is to get what we call catastrophic insurance, where you reduce your price by increasing the amount that you have to pay in the event of a problem. So instead of a $500 deductible, maybe you get a $5,000 deductible or a $25,000 deductible. So if the place blows over, you get the total value less the 25 grand. That is an insurance rate that most people will be able to afford. So it's going to be interesting to see what's happening in Florida. We're going to watch that market very closely to see how it adjusts now to the rising insurance costs given all these tornadoes that have, or hurricanes that have been taking place there. Number 6, San Jose, not surprising, still in that whole Silicon Valley corridor. Number 7 coming in, number 7 was Arlington. And then number 8 is San Diego. Number 9 is Washington, the DC corridor. And number 10, Los Angeles. Now, what I was surprised to see on this list is that Seattle was not one of the highest rent cities, nor was Austin, Texas, which is why a lot of companies are still moving into Texas. I believe one of the better markets to be investing in, both for acquisition, fix and flip, and buy and hold cash flow, Texas. I believe we're going to see more appreciation in Texas markets than anywhere else in the nation. Just my opinion, but watch what happens there in Texas. So here are the rates. So we went through the cities, top 1 through 10. $4,200, up 11% in New York. This is obviously in the Manhattan corridor. And what you're going to get for $4,200 is going to be about 180 square foot studio, where your bed is your sofa, is your kitchen, and your sink for doing dishes is the same sink that you wash and brush your teeth in. That's what you're getting in New York right now.